Ever wondered how to grow the best blueberries? Well, I've been trying to figure that out for the last 4 years, and I wasn't successful in the first two, but then I found a formula and it works. So in today's video, I'm going to share that formula with you and show you how I fertilize and get my blueberries ready for the season so that I can get an abundance of blueberries like I did last year. So over here we have our berry alley, and not only are we going to be fertilizing the blueberries together, we're also going to do some other berries. So we have the English gooseberry, and it has some little flowers on there. So we are going to be getting gooseberries for the first time. If I actually come in, you can see all the baby gooseberries right there. That is so cool. So they start off with little buds, flowers open, they get pollinated, and then you can see the baby gooseberries there. So over here we got some more gooseberries. So I see quite a few gooseberries, and this is the first time we have got gooseberries. We bought this plant last year, maybe a year and a half ago, and we didn't get any gooseberries off it. I think it was too young. This is the first time I've seen it flower, and it's the first time I've seen gooseberries. So this is the English gooseberry, and we are going to fertilize this pot as well. What we're going to be doing is fertilizing them all the same. We've got 3 different varieties of blueberries on this side, and then we have 4 legacy blueberries on that side. So in total we've got 7 berries. Mid-season, early, the legacies, and then I have a late season. And we have 2 raspberries here, and you can see that the raspberry plants have all woken up. They have new leaves, if I can focus, and it's starting to really push out some other leaves here. So all these green leaves, light green leaves, are the new leaves. And then we swing over here and we have the young berry. So if everybody knows, what we did last year was an accident. We accidentally cut one of the vines, and what I was supposed to do was just trim it. When I cut it, it was actually part of a main vine. So last year we didn't get any young berries. This year I've not even touched any of the berries, haven't done any trims, and you can see they're starting to actually push out new leaves, which means they are actually waking up. And if I run along this vine, you can see by all the nodes there is leaves coming out. So the only one I want to actually do a trim is this one that's growing a little bit wonky, and I need to just not actually trim it, but actually just guard it. So that is my plan, is to guard this fellow today, run it so it can maybe just loop around and run on this trellis. This trellis was for this specific plant. So the young berry does need a trellis. And then if I just follow this vine, you can see there's some green pushing out. I just need to take all these old ones off, and be careful. Young berries have these very, very, very sharp little thorny keys. You see all that? You don't want that in your skin, trust me. So I've had the Homestead since 2021, and I was starting off really slow. So you see at the back there, these 4 blueberries, they were given to us by my mother-in-law, and ever since I took over it, the first year of having it was great, but then the second and the third year was disaster. I was not getting it right. I wasn't getting any harvest, and it was something obviously I was doing wrong because I had never grown blueberries. So I did my research and I was following everyone else's advice, and I wasn't seeing results. But last year I decided to try a different method. I actually found a formula that I liked and also that I saw results. So I tried it out, I saw the result, and we are going to be doing exactly the same thing we did last season, only because I applied it, I saw the result, and if something works, don't go and change it. And today we're going to go through it together, and I'm hoping that what I teach you today, you can implement it in your garden for your berries and have an abundance of berries. So let's get into today's video. I think we'll start with the blueberries first, is that we're just going to take all the unnecessary weed out, and then I'm going to take the top portion of the mulch. So I use bark chips for mulch, and then under there should be a layer of spag moss, which we did last season. First thing is grabbing something we can put all the old compost and mulch in. I'll do it separately, so I'll maybe put the compost in here so we can just refresh and top it up. I've got the slow releasing fertilizer and don't have mulch, but we're going to take all the mulch that we can from other pots and that, and it should allow us to mulch it until we get a new bag of mulch that we can just put a layer on. But as long as it has that slow fertilizer release, that should do fine. So let me grab some more stuff and then let's walk through the process of getting our berries all fertilized. Okay, I got all the stuff here. Just wanted to read you a little bit of what blueberries need. So I've got what this tells you how to take care of blueberries. You can't use this advice, and I'm just going to read it to you. So blueberries need light, well-drained, acidic soil with plenty of organic material, a mix of equal parts of peat, which could be coconut palm peat or Canadian peat, acid compost and river sand, and they say it's advisable. On the top here we have some dried leaves, and that is great. I'm going to just crunch that up and I'm going to mix it in that compost and cocoa peat moss, just to add in there because it's free. And then we are going to take out the old spag moss. What I've done here is that I've got some bags of spag moss here. I'll put it in a bucket and we're going to fill this up with water and let it soak for a while, so when it's ready to go into the pots we can have them all filled with moisture. So I'm just going to quickly read you some stuff for spag moss. Sphagnum moss is used for growing used as a growing medium for orchids. We're not doing orchids. It retains water and the nutrients, and that's why we are using it. It's also an antibacterial properties. It's used for new cuttings, and it's also used for lining for wire baskets. So spag moss we use for retaining the water and the nutrients, and you'll see how we use it and when we use it. But I've got a few bags. I've just put 3 bags in here, and I'm going to put some water in there so that it just starts soaking up. And then we've taken the top layer of mulch out. It's little wood chips. They've broken down over time. So just to show you, we've taken all the old bark chips that we use for mulch, put it in a bag. We can reuse it. I've taken all the leaves out crunched it in there. We're going to top that up with compost and some cocoa moss, peat moss. But you're then left with this, and if I go like that, you should see that there should be some old spag moss under here. This is why we remove the very top pieces, because there should be spag moss. It's now broken down. So now we need to just take about that much of soil out of our pots. So that much of the soil out. We're going to top it up when we mix some new compost in here. And then we're going to use our slow release berry fertilizer. And then we're going to put the spag moss on top there, and then your mulch. Give it a good water and you'll see that your berries will wake up so much happier. So I just wanted to confirm the peat moss that I'm using is the palm peat. So I am going to put this in some water. It's going to expand. This is going to be mixed in with the compost, which I've got here. And it doesn't need a lot, it just needs that much filling up. So let's get going. Showing you guys what we've done so far. This is the English gooseberry. So the English gooseberry is flowering. It has flowered. There's some flowers that are falling off, but you can see baby gooseberries on there. Check these baby gooseberries. They're the cutest little things ever. So we've got some flowers on there, but there is beautiful gooseberries starting to grow. So it's fantastic timing, because 4 weeks ago we gave it a little bit of liquid fertilizer, just so that when it did wake up it had some nutrients. So today we are busy topping it up with the mixture that I'm sharing with you guys in today's video, and we should get amazing juicy berries. We got the mid and late variety here. You can see it's looking very sad. This doesn't even look like it's got any nutrients in it. So it's depleted. Nutrients are depleted. You can see the soil here is very different to this soil. This soil was my compost from our compost base, and then I adjusted it like I'm doing in today's video. This comes from another soil batch. Busy just sorting this berry out. Then we've got the raspberries. We need to do the same thing, and then also the young berry. I wanted to show you something which was fascinating. So I'm just busy clearing this section out, running the barn so that it now can just loop there, and I'm busy also taking all the dead leaves off like this. This can go into my compost, and you can see that when I do it, the dead leaves were on here and got new leaves like this. And just be careful, there is such small little thorns on the young berry, such small thorns. Okay, so what happened was the young berry vines, I think it was this one, okay, it looped, and it looped all the way down here into the pot. You can see over here I've got a young berry that I've just chopped off because I needed to separate this, but also it had gone and rooted itself. So I've just received a whole new young berry rooted. It did it itself. And I've got another young berry there. So I've just chopped it off. I should have chopped it off a little bit higher, but I didn't know what was going on. And that's quite fascinating. I didn't know it could do that. Just learned something new. Okay, we have just finished taking all the stuff that I need out. You can see with these two black ones I've lost quite a lot of soil, and then with these ones I've just taken about that much out. I've got the peat coir in here, and I'm going to mix it with the compost and the soil that I took out of these pots. Once I've mixed that, we can start filling. Mixed everything, and I'm going to just start with maybe this pot. So you can see it has absolutely old soil. I'm going to just come in. I'm going to take the soil and the peat moss or the core, whatever you choose to use. Just put in a little bit and not too much. This is just topping them up with fresh soil. Then you just take some of your berry fertilizer. You have some wet spag moss, and you're going to just layer it like a thin layer, just so that it keeps the moisture in, and then you're going to top it up with your bark chips. Spag moss. Let's just quickly put the mold in. One pot done, and you will see probably in next 2 weeks the leaves start opening up and just taking off. So we're going to do it the rest of the blueberries, and then I'm going to start with the English gooseberries and all the other berries. I'm just waiting for some bark chips. They should be arriving in the next 15 minutes. But I'm finished with all the blueberries. And there's my friend, the neighbor's dog. Hey Sky. Hey Sky. So we are going to now start with the English gooseberry. So this is the ones that we could find. The big ones are way too big. The small ones are way too small. And this seems to be a medium one. So going to put that in our berries. But I'm going to swing over here quick. We've just grabbed 2 new berries for the homestead. So my sister-in-law Karen, she saw some berries, and she's like, do we have some of them? And we did have the blueberry late variety, and we had the young berry. So we got a langonberry, and this is nice. It is between a blackberry and a raspberry cross. And then you got the tayberry. And I've heard about people recommending the tayberries, so welcome to the family. The beautiful blueberries are all done, and you can see the new mulch from the old ones. Old ones are a little bit bigger. They had massive ones which I didn't want. That works perfectly. We've got one more on this side. I actually wanted to bring this across to that side, so that's what I'm going to do. And then the two new berries are going to sit over there.
Much later.
Today is the 10th of September, and the last update I gave you on the berries, the young berry, which is this one over here, was just showing some signs of some green leaves on each node, and they weren't really open, and I had just trellised its vines across my trellis on the wall. And I just wanted to show you a quick update because it is looking absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. The leaves have all literally opened. I have new vines and new branches coming out there. And so I'm just going to quickly turn the camera around and give you a closer look at the beautiful leaves that have now opened up fully. My young berry, we had gone and fertilized it, and it is happy. It is giving me a whole bunch of new growth at the bottom there. All this is new growth, and if you look at the nodes, you can see a whole new growth there, and there's just a whole bunch of life. So that's quite exciting to see the young berry coming back to life. I do have two raspberries. We'll quickly do an update on that because the last time we spoke we hadn't had so much leaves open. You can see there's still leaves that want to open on here, so this will just start pushing out some more growth there. And this is the winner at the moment. You can see how lush and full it's looking, but also if you come here, we've already got some beautiful flowers, which means there's potential berries. Quickly go around here. There you go. So super exciting news there. We swing around. So this is the tayberry that my sister-in-law got us, and it is looking absolutely amazing as well. Full of beautiful little thorns but I'm just going to leave that there for it to grow more. On this side we got the loganberry, and I do see some new leaves at the bottom there, which is super exciting. Just take all the weeds out. And I think when they had given us the plant, something definitely broke on the top here because it looks like it's been bent. But this guy will just start growing. Probably won't get anything this year from it, but it's looking amazing. And we still got the blueberries waking up. Loads of growth still happening here. We have some flowers happening on this variety. More flowers here. But on this side we've got the English gooseberry, and look how much they've grown. So I'm not sure if it stays green or it does go that purple color. My first time growing this, and this bush is just looking absolutely amazing. Look at all these gooseberries starting to develop there. So that is a wrap. It has taken half a day to organize all our berries and get them ready for a successful harvest of fantastic berries. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like subscribe, and we will definitely see you in the next video.